Welcome to Not Your Average Neighbor, the podcast celebrating inspiring individuals and the amazing work they do in our community. I'm Ann Roshar, your host, inviting you to join me as we shine a light on stories of resilience, connection, and good news. Let's build a neighborhood that uplifts and inspires, one story at a time. Welcome to Not Your Average Neighbor. I'm Ann Roshar, realtor with 360 Home Team and Keller Williams Legacy Group. And today, my Not Your Average Neighbor is an amazing human, Liz Brown. Hi, Liz. Thank you so much for being here today. So, Liz Brown is a real estate agent, coach, and social media influencer passionate about helping others achieve their goals. She absolutely is. She coaches, trains real estate agents worldwide, providing social media ideas and holding them accountable, which has helped hundreds of agents find their voice online. As the founder of the TikTok Referral Network, Liz has built a community of over 3,700 agents who collaborate and refer clients to trusted professionals. In her leadership role at eXp Realty, she also leads the Agent Crew, a group of agents who meet twice a week to share ideas, collaborate on social media, and elevate their business through Liz's mentorship. She is based in Richmond, Virginia, and uses her video and social media to share tips from her years of real estate experience, and she dedicates most of her time to empowering her clients and followers to succeed in both real estate and on social media. Outside of work, Liz enjoys spending time with her husband, retired Green Beret Harry S. Brown, and their lovely daughter, their chickens, which I love your chickens, and also supporting your daughter's love of horseback riding. So welcome, Liz. I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you so much. But like I said, let's start with some energy work because I need to
Okay.
get the blood pumping.
With the blood pumping. Okay, so where energy work comes from is why they call it energy work. It's like, what is this thing, right? Why are we doing this thing? So your body is made of all kinds of systems, right? I want to say there's 8 of them. The internet told me that yesterday. It might be 10. Either way. So there's all kinds of systems in your body. And if you can get your body moving, changing your state is what Tony Robbins calls it. You have to change your physiology, which changes your state, which makes it so you can do the things you need to do in life, right? So first things first is getting up. Second thing is moving your body. So these are just things that I like to do when when I don't feel like something, I don't feel like it feeling. When I don't feel like it, I will get up and I will do one of these exercises. Or when I know that I have to go have a hard conversation or a conversation I know I don't want to have, I'll do another one of these. Or if I'm feeling a little sluggish, I'll go do another one, right? So each of these are things that you can do to change your physiology, which will change your state. So the first one we always start with is I'm going to move back from the camera when we're doing it, but I'm going to explain it to you, is you're simply going to have your hands beside you and you're going to shake your arms and your hands like rag dolls. And you're going to do it pretty hard. You're going to count to like 30, maybe even a minute, right? A minute is ideal. And you can say a mantra in your head while you're doing this, or you can just just do it, right? One of the two. So set a little timer if you want to, or just what feels good. So I'll scoot my camera back, but you're
Okay.
going to shake your arms like you're almost a rag doll. And it feels kind of like you're shaking off maybe the stale energy that's in your body, or
Yeah.
the feeling of like not wanting to do something. When you do it standing up, you can also like bend your knees and kind of make it a full body thing if you want to, but you can also just do it in your chair. It doesn't matter. But you're going to start to feel your body like wake up a little bit, and you're like,
Yes.
you're going to want to breathe a little bit. So the thing I like to say when I do this that I got from someone else was, no, no, no matrix. It ain't me you're looking for. It's kind of weird. Like, what is the matrix, Liz? I don't know. It's the thing they say over and over again, right? So you're stepping out of the thing that's going to make you feel stale and stiff and stuck. Okay. So you do that for about a minute or so. Okay. So the
I
next
feel
one,
good.
you feel better, right?
Yeah.
One more really quick one is you just take your arm. So see how your arm has a flat part, and then you're going to rub it with one of your hands like it's a knife, and you're going to rub it up and down 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I lied. It's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're going to flip it over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ooh.
And then you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're going to do it really hard, like you're like starting a fire on your arm.
Yeah. It feels like a
1, 2,
fire.
3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, three, four, five. So what that's doing is it's moving your lymphatic system, the thing that like takes all the liquid. I'm like, what's the word? Through your body. And so now it's moving better because you physically moved it and it makes your brain work better. So then you can think clearer.
I love it. I feel much more energized now. As I told you, I the party did not stop after bowling for me, so I needed a little energy today, which um is great. So thank you again. Like I said, thank you so much for joining me today and agreeing to kind of blindly follow this journey that I'm taking. I would love to introduce everyone to you. I found you on the internet, I think in 2021 on TikTok, and you just really did it. You did such a good job of making videos look easy, and I wanted to get to know more. So then I learned about your Homegirl Society retreat that uh, it takes place in September all across the country, where all of these like-minded realtors come together to learn, grow, and when I saw the first one, I was like, oh, I got to get in on that. But it wasn't the great right time for me. But in 2024, it was the right time for me. And I got to meet you in person and spend some time with you in outside of Austin, Texas. And let me just say, TikTok, the reason why I was so sad that TikTok might have been going away, and it still could, is because I would have never known you without TikTok. I would have never had more friends now and more colleagues and more referral opportunities if it wasn't for TikTok and if it wasn't for you. So thank you, Liz Brown, for being an inspiration to me, being a friend, a mentor. And also, I must say, taking your I know you're kind of putting that on hiatus, but I did a 3-day class with you, and that's what really got me motivated and wanted me to join you in real life. That was it really helps set the tone for how easy videos are if you just get out of your way, right? So,
It's true. It really is. Um, I do a lot of video coaching with a lot of humans, right? It's not necessarily all real estate agents at this point anymore. The film school that I run, which is small group training on Zoom, which is very similar to the 3-day challenge. The reason I went away from that was it can only reach so many people, and people need repetition. Repetition is the mother of skill, right? So I wanted a place where every single week we get together live, right? And it's just an hour. And by the time we get to learning, it's probably 40 minutes of actual learning, but we use the beginning of class to share our wins. And nothing is more contagious than someone winning. And so,
mhm.
for instance, last week, one of the students, Amy, she came to the call, and she had got her first Instagram client that came into her DMs, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, it works!" And I was like, "I know." She's like, "That's so bad, right?" So we went through like how long it took, and I think that's what people we want instant gratification. We all do, like even me, like give it to me right now. I want now, right? And that's usually what we get in this world is instant gratification on our phones, right? It
Right.
can make us feel good right now. And so the reason I'm building this community and why I'm doing the coaching that I do is because I know that it's hard to do something all by yourself.
Right.
And
It
if you
is.
know that every Wednesday you can come and hang out with your cool kids, like the people that are doing the thing that you want to do, it feels safe, it feels certain, and it makes it so you can be like, okay, I can do this. I can do this thing. Okay, I'll do
Especially if you
that.
know that you have a group cheering you on as well.
Yep.
So that is so beneficial. The only reason I don't do that class is because it's on Wednesdays, and I feel like I have a lot. Wednesdays are a busy day for me, especially like I think it's at noon your time, correct? So it
Yeah.
just doesn't fit with my schedule, and I hate that for myself. But I do know by participating in the daily accountability calls that I was doing for a while, and also that 3-day class, it was. Now I've stopped doing them a little bit because I'm getting in my own way.
Yep.
Who's my evil voice is Tina. Is that what you call the voice in your head?
Yeah, the voice in your head. Yep. She doesn't
Yeah.
have to be evil, but she's there. Mhm.
Well, she's telling me I'm stupid, I'm dumb, I'm too fat, I'm too old, blah, blah, blah. So
Mhm.
Tina's a real bitch.
It really
And
is.
she can
Mhm.
really, really just set the tone for some bad feelings about myself. So Tina needs to leave. But she likes it here, evidently.
Well, she's never going to go away, right? So what I've learned recently is I read this book called, I want to say it's The Art of Surrender or The Surrender Experience, I think is what it's called. And so it talks about the voice, right? It's always going to be there. It's never going to go away. We don't have to fight with the voice. We can accept that it's there, and then we can choose whether or not we're going to interact with it on the thing that it's trying to do, right?
Mhm.
Let me give you a good example of the voice, right? So yesterday I made a video of like I buy all kinds of stuff on TikTok Shop, like let me show you this. Hold on.
Yes, please.
Like, what is happening back here? These are all the bathing suits that I bought on the TikTok shop. They're
Yeah.
all live right here because I made a video about them, right? So I put on all my videos, my bathing suits, and I set up a tripod and I like what do you think about this one? And what about this one? And see this little part? Like I'm giving you like the haul of the TikTok shop with the bathing suits. And Cheryl the whole time was like, there is no way you're posting this video, girl. And I was like, make it, right? So the other side of my brain is like, just make it. You never know. It could be cute, right? So my daughter was watching me make this video too, right? So it's bigger than the bathing suit, right? It's bigger than TikTok shop. So she watched me make the whole video. And so I let it sit in my drafts for almost a whole week. I made it on a Saturday. And yesterday was Wednesday? Wednesday. And so I needed to post a video
Thursday.
and it was there. Like, get it together, girl. So I went and I showed it to my husband. He watched it. He goes, it's very unlike you. I go, what do you mean it's very unlike me? He goes, I've just never seen you make a video like this. It's fine. And I was like, okay. So I've been making videos every day for almost 5 years.
Mhm.
That's a long time. Okay. That's a lot of videos. That's a lot of like pushing the button, pushing the button, push the button. And still, Cheryl was like, if you push this button, they will know.
What will they know?
What will they know, Cheryl? That you're a human and that you have been eating well? Oh, wait, like what? Like what? How are they going to? This is how I look. This is how I'm going to look at the beach. This is who I am as a human, Cheryl. What are we freaking
Yeah.
out? She was freaking out. It took all my effort to push the stupid button, right? So even me, being me, doing this forever, still has Cheryl in my brain. But you don't have to listen to Cheryl. Cheryl, it's going to be okay. Nothing bad is going to happen here. I promise you. We can always just take it down. Like it's going to be okay, girl. And the reason I posted it, when it really came down to it, I thought about what's like the outcome of this video, right?
Right.
What good would this do in the world? Because who cares what I look like in a bathing suit? No one. It's not a big deal. Thought to myself, who's going to watch this video? And who's going to watch this video is people that are like me, that trust me, and also need to wear a bathing suit. So I know that like 80% of my followers are women. And I know that this is a TikTok thing, and this is an acceptable thing to do on TikTok. So I thought, yeah, push the button, right? Calm down, Cheryl. It's good. It's safe. We're going to be good. I even talked to Cheryl that way. You're going to be okay. It's safe here. It is safe here. Okay, you're right. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So this morning, of course, I woke up and I was like, "What's it safe?" Right? Really, girl? Really? So it's perfectly safe. You could go read the comments right now on that video. We like number three. We like number two. Number four is cute. You look great in two, right? Like it's.
It's
But
fine.
Cheryl was nervous.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Cheryl and Tina. Cheryl
Okay.
sounds much nicer than Tina, by the way.
I've been working
But
on it.
yes. Well, let's get into we've kind of already been doing this, but let's get into Liz Brown. Tell me something good right now.
Something good. The good things in my life are I've gotten to a point where I can now run a business. And I encourage other people that are listening to this call who feel like they're in a place where they could make a change or they're thinking about hiring someone, or they're thinking about making a change in something in the way they do their business, right? For instance, I left a team about a year and a half ago. I was on a real estate team and I went out as a solo agent. And so for the last year and a half, I've been figuring it out, right? Because it's different to be a solo agent. You are running your own business, right? And so the good thing here is that as I've walked down this road, I've been documenting it all, right? Like, here's how you do a yard sign. Here's how you hire a transaction coordinator. Here's how you hire a virtual assistant. Here's how you show houses when you're out of town, like that kind of stuff. That like those are the things that people that want to make a change in their business are like, you can figure it out. It's going to be okay, right? So the good thing is that I've gotten to the place where my real estate business is now standing on its own, where I was really nervous about if I could ever do that. And so it's really sometimes the hard thing that you don't want to do is the thing you need to do so you can help other people do it.
Absolutely. Yep. That's amazing. And you are, like I said, you inspire so many people, and I know that you do a couple calls a week. So it's like you're a solo agent, but you also have that support of a team in the way that you guys bounce ideas off each other or motivate or learn. So it's just outstanding that you took that risk and that it's succeeding. I must say, when I went to the uh, Homegirl Society retreat last September, I had never really thought about hiring a VA, but during that time, it was like, why am I not doing this? I have but and I was introduced to my VA through excuse me, through being a part of that weekend. Angie had a VA that she really liked, and then I was introduced to him, and then he's starting his own like VA company, and he introduced me to Jace. And Jace, without Jace, I couldn't look half as professional as I do right now. So shout out to Angie, AJ, Jace, and you for allowing us the space and for me to be introduced along the way to people who are really do want me to succeed and are helping and cheer me on. So that was one thing I took away from that trip that really it just made sense. And at first, we were just doing my database because I do not like database work. I am an ADD creative person and I can't sit very long. Or I will just get distracted and do everything else but that because that's how my brain works sometimes. So first we did that and then I was like, let's do a podcast. And he's like, okay, great. So that's kind of how
Here we
we're
are.
here. Yeah. So that's my story. And I hope that you know that you, like I said, are a huge part of my motivation and my momentum of being successful. And hopefully that's helping people buy and sell homes, but also being an inspiration to someone who may need some good news. Because
Yep,
right now there's not a lot of good news out there, or news that is kind of scary or whatever, however you interpret it. So thank you.
I do.
You bet. So the next thing I want to talk about is I want to spotlight a favorite thing. So I don't know if you have your favorite thing in front of you or not, but I knew when I invited you to be on the podcast that I wanted to spotlight this favorite thing because you gifted this to us all at the retreat, and it's your sister's company, correct?
Is
Glowbiotics.
the CEO of that company.
He
Mhm.
is the CEO of that company. And Glowbiotics, you gifted us three items. And this is the Glowbiotics Probiotic Skincare Anti-Wrinkle Illuminating Eye Cream. And when I tell you it's a favorite thing, I'm not kidding. It's like cooling when you put it on your
Yeah.
eye, it's like cooling.
Yep.
And then it like brightens and glows under your eye. And
Yep.
it's a game changer. I am now a subscriber. I will get this every 4 months, I believe,
Yes, you will.
because it doesn't take a lot. And it's I love it so much. So thank you for gifting me this, for introducing me to this, and thank you to your sister. This is an amazing product. And so I'm so excited to be able to finally show it off. So that's my favorite thing. What's your favorite thing?
Wonderful. I used mine this morning as well. Okay. You got to take care of these under eyes. All right. You got to prep them before you do anything else. I have lots of favorite things. Currently my hair clipper is one of those favorite things. I could run and show it to you. My other favorite thing that happens to be handy here is my Simply Modern cup. We both have one of these, right?
Yes,
This
we
one I
do.
got. This is the 2024 version, has the Homegirl Society on it. This was the 2023 version of this, I think. The first year
Okay.
we didn't have these. So I just put a sticker on mine instead, but we branded them last year, which is good. The reason I like it is I just love the handle. Like I'm here for a handle. I don't
Yeah.
like this. I don't. It's not right. And I also like the bottom that fits in your
Cup holder.
see how it's all dinged on the bottom? Good. Like, what are we doing here? I don't know. What's on there? Is that dirt?
Mine's a
What's
little
happening here?
ding.
No, it's fine. Everything's fine. I like lots of times in the morning when I get off my Peloton, that's one of my other favorite things. Um, I take it outside for me before I walk my dog and I just leave it in the dirt or something. So, it's seen places. It's seen things. All right.
Yes,
So
same
those,
thing.
those are some of my favorite things.
And where did you find those at? I didn't hear that.
You can buy them on their website. You can buy them at Target. You can buy them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
lots of places.
Anywhere. Anywhere.
Yeah, I think they might even have them at like Dick's or something. Maybe that's
Okay.
all
What's
Awana
it?
and that other kind.
What's it called again?
Simply Modern.
Simply Modern. That's right. SM.
Mhm.
Simply
Simply
Modern.
Modern is what they're called. They have big ones, they have small ones, they have different colors. One you can get them. We got them with our logo on them, so you can order them and get people to. I remember when Molly did that. Molly is the queen. Molly's one of the homegirls founders. She's the queen of organizing an event. Like I'm nothing without her when it comes to event organization. So it's a really good example of
How
you
people work together.
yeah, you can do everything, but I'm not sure you should do everything.
No.
And she's really good at what she does, making things beautiful, making things like aesthetically pleasing. She's real good at that.
It was a beautiful property. I wish I could have stayed in that pool like all the
Yeah.
days
hmm
because it was just so gorgeous out there. But do you think that you're hosting one this year or no? Or is that something that you're not doing? Do you know?
It's being discussed currently. It's going to be
Yeah,
a little different if we do it. We haven't settled on it yet, but it's in the
it's in the
discuss.
works. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
we're still doing we're going to do that every other month where we get live on the Zoom and invite everyone to talk about a subject. I think the next one we're doing is one of the home gents, right? We call it
Oh,
homegirls.
nice.
Um, he's going to present about how he gets leads. So he's going to go over the lead sources that he uses, and he's really good at converting them. So people are always asking, like, how do you get leads in real estate, right? So he's going to
Right.
share with us.
Right. That is very important. There is a for sale by owner that I drive by quite often, and I'm like, I really love that house. I'd really like the opportunity to sell that house. And then Tina comes in and goes, no, you don't. You don't have a script or a conversation where you would feel confident enough to call them. So hopefully he shares some of that because I love those trainings. Sam was the last one that the open house one, and I bought all of the things. Um, I got to reach out to her though, because I thought she was doing like a every other week like phone call, and I haven't seen, and maybe it's monthly phone call. Maybe that's what it is. So I have to
Trying to figure
reach
that
out
out.
to her. What?
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, see what's going on with that. Um, when you mentioned that script, so the next event that I'm going to do is with Mia, one of my other business partners, and
Yeah.
we're talking about AI. So anytime I don't know how to do anything, right? For instance, you just said I don't have the script for that. So my brain, like literally anything. Let me give you a few examples of what I've used it for lately. This morning, I said, write me a TikTok video script about blah, 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 right? So it writes all my TikTok captions, right? And then when you said that, I would just simply go to Gemini as my and ChatGPT are my AI of choice. I'm
Right.
also creating an app, Liz in your pocket. So it's like Liz Brown in your pocket AI. So it's like it's basically me in your pocket. So if you like need a video idea or need to know how to do something in real estate, Liz, what would you do? Right. And so then it's gonna respond like it's me because we've trained it to be me. It's wild. It's weird. Liz in your pocket
So
coming soon.
excited. I would love to
It's so
have
cool.
Liz in my pocket.
Right? Wouldn't that be fun? It's wild. My girlfriend figured it all out, and I was like, "This is crazy." I'm like, "This is actually like weird."
Yeah.
Anyways, it's also amazing. So I don't know what to say with him. So what I would do is I voice text everything to AI. So say for instance, the address is 123 Main Street. So I would say, hey, could you write me a script of something I could say to the home sellers of 123 Main Street if I were to call them on the phone? Because I've noticed their house has been I would tell them the whole story. Don't cut anything out when you're talking to AI because you're literally training it of the whole situation. So don't just say, write me a for sale by owner script. No, no, no. You need to, what the address is, who you think they are, how long it's been on the market, everything you do know about it, you're going to tell it to it because it's easier than writing things. And then it's going to spit back out something at you, and you're either going to be like, "Well, that's perfect," or you're going to say, "Could you make this change or that change?" Right? You're going to tweak it a little bit, and
Yes.
it'll make it so things are so fast for you that you'll be like,
Oh my God. Why didn't I do this? And I didn't even think about that because I do use ChatGPT quite often
hmm.
for other things. But why didn't I think about that?
It's not in your pattern, right? It's in my
Right.
pattern. It's just this is how I do it. Another example, like a silly example, is basic math. My daughter was doing fractions in the car the other day, and she was like, "Mom, what about this?" And I was like, "I have no idea." So I like typed it in there. I gave her the answer. Or she needed to give a talk at church, so I gave her the like, my daughter is 11. She's going to be teaching in church. Oh, boom, and like there you go.
It's
What
so
are we doing?
smart. I know it's so
Insane.
smart. And sometimes it's too flowery, but God, you just make it's an inspiration to make it your own. So it's so helpful. If people are not using that, get on it because it's life changing. The other day I was like, what am I going to make for dinner? And it
That's
told me. It told
what did
me
you make?
exactly what to make. What?
What did you make?
I made beef and noodles. It's not something that I usually do, but it was freezing here. And so it was like a nice little warm comfort meal to have. And
Mhm.
it was delightful. And all because of ChatGPT.
Like it's my real life. It is your real life. Okay, this is what we do now. It's fine. It's either that or go to TikTok and ask TikTok what to do with it, and it'll tell you
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
It's fine.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Well, this last segment that I want to talk about is because you are so well connected to amazing humans all across the country and worldwide. This segment is called Show Me Your Neighbor. So please show me and share with me a not your average neighbor that you think is doing amazing things in your community, outside of your community, wherever.
Asking that question a lot, there's a few that come to mind, right? I could think of like real estate agents that I work with locally that are just lots of times just like doing the work and not getting any, they're just doing it because that's who they are as good humans. And then I can think of people that have like helped me in this world become who I am. Like, this morning I was listening to Gary Vee, and his advice is you're not too old, it's not too late, you can still do this, right? Like to anyone who gets on his call, he was doing a live something on TikTok, and he attracts a lot of younger people that are like 23 and they're like, I've missed it. And he's like, Are you kidding? Like, get it together, dude, right? So there's that
I
type of
mean,
human. And then
yeah.
I went to an event in Dallas. It was an EXP top attractor event, and they brought in training in the morning. And the person who was training us, his name is Rene Rodriguez, and I knew of him, but I had never seen him. And what he was teaching us was how to communicate with people, and how to use your body to communicate with people, and then how to help people. What I'm asking people to do in my line of work is often uncomfortable. I'm asking you to change. I'm asking you to make big decisions, whether it's with my agent attraction, whether it's with building a team, whether it's with buying and selling, whether it's with video coaching. Everything I do is uncomfortable. And I'm asking other people to do the uncomfortable thing. And his advice was so interesting that you do it by slowly walking them down the path, by helping them relate to you and you being vulnerable with them. So he helped us with storytelling. And it was so interesting to me that, for instance, let me tell you this story. When I started making videos, I was in COVID and I would make them at my house. And so no one was watching me make these videos, right? COVID for probably 6 months where I didn't go into the office at all. I just made them at my house and I made them mostly in my garage. No one was seeing me do the act of making videos, right? It was just like me being secret and then going on the internet. What? It's not a secret. Anyways, but it felt very safe, right? Doing it in your garage, no one's watching you, posting them on TikTok, which most people were not on TikTok in 2020, right? Like who was there? Nobody. It was amazing. So it was really easy for me to do that process. And then once we started to go back to work, I would go to office in the morning when no one was there. So I'd drop off my daughter, I'd go to work, and then I'd go in this room that was the corner office in the office. And it was so bright in there, and the lighting was so like I
Perfect.
even to this day I miss it because the lighting was so good and no one would be there yet. And so I could do whatever I wanted in there and I could whatever, right? And then slowly people caught on that I was there. And so they started to come earlier. I don't know what that was about, but it was just a thing. And so they would walk, it was like right when you would walk in from the parking lot, you could be like looking at me and it got weird and they would laugh at me. And even the people that were supposed to be my leaders and people cheering me on would laugh at me because they're like, those little videos, Liz, that's cute.
Ah, and now look at you.
That's cute, right? That's cute. So how do you how do you keep doing something that feels uncomfortable? So I take you from where I was, right? That's cute. When the person who's supposed to be like looking out for you is like, really? That's
Right.
cute. Like
Mhm.
that feels bad. So I also know the bad feeling of when the humans around you are not supporting you. And so now when I'm helping people, I can I know what this feels like. I'm right there with you. Let me hold your hand because I can get you through the part that feels awkward.
Mhm.
And so once you get through the part that feels awkward, it can start to feel better. And then once it feels better, you can start to work on your skills. And once you work on your skills, you can start hanging around with people that are doing the same thing that you want to do. And then you can be amazing at this thing. But if you can't get past this uncomfortable, awkward, you'll never be great.
Mhm.
Would you like to join me at film school? Because that's what we do there,
Yes, I would, but you need to make it a
right?
different time.
Okay. So you saw how I told instead of starting, this is what he taught us, right? Instead of starting with come to film school, it's good for you. You're not coming to film school. What the hell's film school, right? No, no, no. We start from the story. The what you got to go way back. Like, let's go back. Let me take you through the journey, right? Why are you telling me the story? Is what you're going to think when you're telling the story. And that's when people are watching you, they're like, what is it? Why are you telling me this story? So he taught us how to go back, and then you bring them to the present, and then you move them to the future of where they want to be. And he spent, I don't know, 4 hours teaching us this and how to use our hands and how to communicate. Oh, so good. So he's
And
like a
what his
neighbor,
name is Renee Rodriguez.
Rene Rodriguez.
And
And
how
I
do
think
we find
when you
him?
look him up, you can find him on Instagram. I
All
bet
right.
I don't even follow him on Instagram. That's crazy because I haven't even got that far. But he is got buried into my head so deep. There he is. It's his Instagram is Learn with Renee,
Learn.
Rene. I wasn't even following him. That's ridiculous. That he has like changed my whole. He changes the way that I think and I make videos now because of that, the what we learned on Monday. And when you see him, you're like, that guy? At least that's what I thought. I'm like, yes, right? It's just a really good example of when you're open to learning something, how it could change your life. He's a good
Right.
neighbor.
That is amazing. Well, we're going to follow him and learn with Renee as well because I was in. You were telling the story and I was like, I want in.
I want in, right? And
And
so
and you're right. It's the way you present it. You don't force someone to come to that conclusion immediately. You get to them with your
story,
real life
storytelling.
story.
Hmm.
I
That
love
is it.
that. I love that. Well, do you have anything else you would like to share before we wrap up this amazing interview together? Do you have any um, what's your website? Let's go with that
Oh yeah,
first.
let's do that. So you can find me on all social platforms at Liz Brown, Realtor Daily. Doesn't matter what the platform is, you just type that in there and I'll pop up. Okay.
Realtor
Um,
Daily.
Realtor
And
Daily. Yeah.
and you know that you have made it big when you get scammer accounts that
Oh yeah, I have a lot of those too. So beware. Don't buy any stock trading or crypto because I'm not selling either of those things. So know that. Um, I don't know if you've made it big, but they do copy all your stuff and put them on the internet. So
it's
whatever, it is what
insane.
it is.
And I'm like, I know Stacy follows me already. Like Stacy was the latest victim of this.
Yep,
And but then I got an invite and I'm like, okay, it looks exactly like hers, but it was
exactly.
Stacy Sell or it wasn't there was an S missing somewhere. And I was like, how did I miss that? Yeah. It's so
Mhm.
annoying for you guys, I'm sure.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing on the internet. Tell you that I can leave you with this is that the internet can be a wonderful place. It can also be a scary place. It could be all the places that you want it to be, right? And so when you're consuming, I want you to be intentional on what you let into your space. The beautiful thing I think about TikTok is that it becomes what you want it to be, right?
Mhm.
Like, for instance, my For You page is like hair products and real estate agents and cooking and like the stuff that I am interested in,
Mhm.
right? So it really is tuned itself to like what I like to look at, right? That's why we like social media. Um, I also would encourage you that when you start to make content for it, that this is something that you can control. Everybody wants to control something. And so what you can control is the what you put out there. And if you're wanting to change your life and your business, this one little thing can change your entire life to the point where you're like, oh, I think that I could do all these things. Why not? Why
Mhm.
not? The internet is there for you. It is free, quote unquote. It takes effort, it takes energy, it takes, thought, it takes a skill. But once you learn those things, it's easy to learn. Like, for instance, one of my friend Amy is like, just go Google it, right? You never, you could learn everything you can learn if you pay me online from me because I give it to you all for free. Like literally, you could go to my TikTok and find all my how-to videos and
Right.
figure it out yourself, right? Or if you'd like to do it with me or with the humans that do it with me, you can of course pay me, right? Anything you do in the world, it's the same way. So
Mhm.
whoever's listening to this and you're thinking about like starting and you're thinking it's too late, I'm too old, I'm too ugly, I'm too fat, I'm too whatever, you're none of those things, you're beautiful. You just have to start.
Yes, amen. And you really, like I said, have changed my perspective and views. And when I do actually make the videos, I feel I usually like to make silly videos because that's who I am. I like to be
So you
silly.
are.
I like to laugh. And so, just thank you. Thank you for starting. Thank you for being, that person that was hiding in your garage at first and then, having your colleagues giggle and think, "Oh, that's so cute." And now being a powerhouse because honestly, you tell us if I can do it, you can do it. And that is true. We all can do it. We all have the capacity. We all have our own people that will be attracted to us. And so thank you so much.
Happy to help. Happy to help.
Well, thank you everyone for listening. Don't forget to like, follow, share, watch, comment, all of the things on Not Your Average Neighbor podcast. We will see you next time. Thank you, Liz Brown. You are definitely not your average neighbor. Have a great one. Thanks for hanging out, neighbor. Got a community organization you think we should feature? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And don't forget to follow, like, and share, and catch new episodes every Wednesday. See you next time on Not Your Average Neighbor.